All right, welcome to Comfortably Uncomfortable. You've got Sandy and Alex here, and we are here to empower women to choose courage over comfort by getting comfortably uncomfortable. We get real and cut through the bullshit. Are you ready to get a little weird? Because we're going to laugh, sweat, cry, and grow together.
No topic is going to be TMI. Well, maybe for me, but not for Sandy. We complement each other in that way. Okay, so are we ready?
Well, yeah, duh, I am, but are you?
Okay, let's go. The one with the shoulds. All right, Sandy. So I have to be honest. When I saw this topic listed, I wasn't quite sure what you were talking about. And then we were chatting ideas and getting into it. And you said this thing, we need to stop shooting ourselves. I'm like, oh, yep. Okay, there we go. So let's do it. Tell me how to stop shooting myself.
I will help you stop shitting yourself in more ways than one.
Thank you.
I mean, it's just when you stop and listen, like when you stop and listen and just step back and you listen how we talk to each other, how we talk to ourselves. I mean, I was on the phone with my girlfriend just the other night and it was like, well, I should, be going to bed. I should be getting the kids ready for school tomorrow. I should be already a physical therapist and have my successful practice. Yeah. And it comes down to just like we're literally shooting ourselves. And it takes away this mindfulness and it takes away this being present. And all the research shows that the more mindful, the more present you can be, the happier you are, the more joy you have, the more peaceful, less anxiety, less depression. And you know what is the biggest should of all?
What's that?
Facebook, Instagram, social media. I mean, have you guys seen The Social Dilemma? Have you seen like that documentary of talking about how we just get pulled out of our present and literally it's the epitome of shitting ourselves. Like I should be at the beach with those. Oh, I mean, I am at the beach with my virtual background here, but like I should be at the beach. I should have more kids. I should be married. I should be, whatever. Like
I was going to say, I should watch The Social Dilemma, but you know what? I don't really want to because I was in digital marketing for years. I'm feel familiar enough with all those scary things. I feel like I'm gonna stay away from it just for the moment.
Well, I mean, that's the exact thing. You were about to just say, well, I should watch it.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Why?
You don't have.
Why?
You don't. Yeah. No, you shouldn't. If you want to, if it brings joy. Yeah. No, and I mean, this is the thing. It's like having a kid made me realize how unpresent I am. Because she is like, we'll be running and like going on a scooter ride and she sees a squirrel and sits there and wants to watch it. And what's the first thing I say? I was like, we should be going.
Let's go.
We should be going.
Let's go.
We should be getting there. We should be going here. And I like, yes, there are some days where it's like, yes, we're on a routine, but a lot of times, especially with the pandemic and like being more flexible schedule, I totally could watch the squirrel with her and sit there. And I don't, because it's, I don't know. Is it weird for you? Is it weird for you to just be like?
Oh my gosh. I struggle with that so much. And I think as the kids get older too, and have this additional awareness of you're looking at your phone, you're not actually paying attention to me, that has been a very physical reminder to put it away. Try to be present. I mean, when I'm with them, I have dedicated days and times for the most part, work blocks and family blocks in my day. And I set it up so that I can be very present with the kids. But I need to remember to actually be present with the kids and not run through the to-do list of work things that I should be doing. No, what I should be doing is being present with my children, because when I look back, like myself in 5 years, is myself in 5 years going to be like, damn, you really should have gotten that podcast launch 2 weeks before you did.
Oh, that was a good one. You wanted, like, you were like, I have a
I
timeline.
had a
This
deadline.
is what we should do. This is what the article says. I read about having successful podcasts and all this. And I
Yep.
was like, girl, stop shooting
Tweaked
yourself.
it.
Like, come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's such a perfect example. Like looking back, no, it's not actually going to matter at all. If we launch today, tomorrow, 2 weeks from now, 2 months from now, we're doing it. We're enjoying it. We're trying to be present in the moment. Whew, listens. I'm learning. I'm trying.
And I'll be honest, like, again, cutting through the bullshit of how many times have you heard a hashtag be mindful, hashtag mindfulness, hashtag yoga, like,
Yeah.
and yes, those are all amazing tools to get there. And, there's a million and one app. Like, this is what blows my mind. There are so many apps that will help you be present.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that crazy? Like, isn't that just crazy that, like, we need something external, something else to
Yes.
help us be where we are here now, today,
Yes.
in the moment?
Yeah. Well, it's so funny you say that because I was having this conversation with a coaching group that I'm working with and saying one of the habits I'm trying to incorporate into my week is 2 sessions of 5 minutes of meditation. I've never been good at meditation. It's just not something that I find good rhythm with, but I think it's a good thing to try to do. Um, and someone asked, like, well, do you just sit there and breathe? And I'm like, oh my God, no, I could never do that. I have to listen to someone tell me. But it is true. Like, your mind wanders. So the distraction, to me, is the focus. Or the moms we work with, I mean, again, especially during pandemic times, who has a time to sit for, work out for 60 minutes? It's really hard to dedicate that time to yourself. So little bits of exercise, 10 or 12 minutes, like it's something you really can give to yourself. Be present with yourself, give yourself a little gift, and focus, be mindful, and aware, and I mean, re-energize, distance makes the heart grow fonder in so
Yeah.
many ways.
No, and I hear what you're saying, and then I would take it to the next level and say, how many times have you, like, think about your most favorite fitness class or your most favorite movie, book, cup of coffee, chocolate, and you think back as to, like, what about that moment, like, did you love? It's
Mm-hmm.
because you were there and nothing else
Yeah.
mattered. And that's the whole
Yeah.
concept of, like, flow and Csikszentmihalyi, and we'll get into that stuff later. But it's the idea of, like, when we should ourselves, we take ourselves out of that ability to flow, to be mindful, to be
Mm-hmm.
present. And, like, I mean, I see it. Like, this is why I make all the random things that I say and make it entertaining, is because if I can make people laugh, then I know they are there with me
Yeah.
doing that workout with me right there.
Uh-huh.
They're not thinking about how many calories they have to burn. They're not thinking about if they look ridiculous and stupid. They're not thinking about, oh, I have to go pick up the kids later, or am I ever going to reach that goal? This is the 15th time I'm trying to lose weight. Is this really
Yeah.
going to help me? If I
Yeah.
can make them laugh and they heard my joke, even it's really bad jokes. I have horrible jokes. I'm not funny, but yet people laugh at me.
You
So it's
are,
great.
Sandy. You're funny.
Thank you.
I appreciate your jokes.
It's like, that's my coach's hack. Like, that's my coach's hack of, if
Mm-hmm.
I can
I
make
love
people
it.
laugh, people, I know they're there with me. They are
Mm-hmm.
listening. They are present. They are there. And that's the whole point, is, like, to stop. Like, I'm not gonna, like, people will be in my classes or be, one-on-one training. And I'm like, what did you just, and they're like, oh, I was just thinking I should. And I was like, you should on yourself, because it pulls you right out, because they'll be like, I should be stronger by now. I should be more flexible by now. And it
Mm-hmm.
just comes back of, like, if you can reduce the amount of times you should yourself, then the more flow, the more peace, the more joy, the more, like, just feel good. I call it yummy, like, all the yummy
Yeah.
stuff. And who
Yeah.
doesn't want more yummy stuff?
Yeah.
We want more yummy stuff.
We
And I
do.
totally get you of, like, we're going to talk about our little 10-minute challenge at the end of doing yoga to help you be more mindful,
Mhm.
but know that it's not the yoga that's helping you be more mindful. It's the active intention of being nowhere else but where you are right
Yeah.
now. So
Yeah.
you can be mindful and stop shooting on yourself anywhere. I mean, let's talk about I don't have to drive as much anymore because, pandemic, commute, no commute.
Mhm.
But like, I kind of laugh when I see people get like road rage because I'm always laughing at like, oh, you just want to get quicker to that next red light that's
Right.
right behind me.
Oh,
And
totally.
I'm a victim of that. Like when I'm in a hurry, I'm like, let's go. And then I have to be like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have to be anywhere other than when I am here right now. And this is really uncomfortable to make me feel this
Mhm.
way because guess what? If I'm going to be late, I'm going to be late.
I
If
know.
I'm going to be
Oh,
on time, I'm going to be on time.
being late, that's a tough one. Yeah. That's anxiety.
Yeah, I mean, we can go into the physical, physiology markers of what that does to you when you should on yourself because it actually has
Mhm.
been studied of like cortisol levels and, rhythmic, like even
Yeah.
your sympathetic nervous
Yeah.
system, your heart starts pumping, your heart rate goes up, and it's just like, but
Yeah.
know that you can practice this anywhere. Like being in this podcast right here with you right now, I am
Mhm.
actively making the intention of like, I'm listening to what you're saying.
Right.
I am gonna just be here for the next 10, 15
Yeah.
minutes and just have this conversation with you.
Yeah.
See what
Well,
happens.
and it goes back to what we were talking about last episode too with goals versus habits, right? This should reach our big goal and hanging on to that big goal, but not seeing the little habits to get you there, right? The little things that you can do, being present, only focusing. I mean, for me, I'm a list girl, but like not putting a big overarching thing on my list. Like what's the little thing that I can really focus on that will move forward instead of this grandiose idea that just will kind of haunt you, right?
Yeah. No, and
Haunt
if you're
you.
listening and you're like, nah, I don't do that. I don't shit on myself. Okay. Like bullshit. Like we all do it.
Yeah,
It's
pay
something that's gonna
attention.
happen because
Yeah.
if you don't shit on yourself, it probably means that you're not thinking and growing and wanting to see what else is happening. So
Mhm.
don't think that it's a bad thing. And again, we work on extremes, right? We want to be like zero shitting on ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to like zero. I'm asking you like when you do pull yourself back and
Yeah.
in yoga, I am a yogi. And so like pull yourself back and be like, acknowledge that thought.
Yeah.
Be with that should. Be like,
Right.
oh, okay. Why did I
Mhm.
think that? Like mine is like I say it all the time of like, God, I should be done with physical therapy school. I should have done this 10 years ago. And I sit there and I'm like, Sandy, why'd you have that? It's coming from my insecurity of feeling like I'm not good enough. It's
Mhm.
coming from the idea that people will value me having that credential and that's the only way I'm going to be validated. Oh,
Mhm.
there it is. I'm searching for external validation. So
Mhm.
there is something of like very remarkable of sitting with your shoulds and, getting uncomfortable with those
Yeah.
shoulds and like,
Yeah. Yeah.
why am I having that?
Yeah. I think I've totally been sitting with the shoulds, but didn't realize I like coining that term. A lot of that same thing. Like my business should be bigger now. I should have more followers. It's like, okay, well, if I just sat there and let it stress me out all day long, I'm not doing anything to make it happen. So if that's what I want to happen, I need to stop caring that that's what other people think and that's what I think it should be. No, it should be exactly where it is today and you just grow and you're intentional, from starting today,
Keep
the
chipping
next
away
day.
at it. Keep
Yeah,
chipping away at it.
chip away.
And so that's the thing. It's like empower yourself to meet your should where it is now
Mhm.
and grow from there and keep practicing it. Like this is a daily habit. This is something that you
Yeah.
practice on a daily of okay, can I rescript or flip the script on that should or understand why does that one keep coming up? what's deeper, what's down in there that's juicier than this
Yeah.
overarching one. And, that's how you get going. I mean, honestly, that's how you get to know yourself. And
Mhm.
how many of us out there think we know ourselves,
Oh yeah.
but really don't,
Oh, yeah.
right? So
Mhm.
yes, I'm going to give you that little yoga challenge for my
Yes. No.
Alexes out
Thank
there.
you. Thank you. I love it. Okay. One of the things that I have started incorporating into my morning is 10 minutes of yoga. Now, I'm really good about doing it during the week, not so much on the weekends. Um, but I love it. It gives me a little bit of mental clarity and energy, and I'm just obsessed.
Yeah.
So,
And so I call it, and I've used this with
yeah,
clients, I call it as a moving meditation. Because if you're like me and you like to move, like Alex, like
yeah,
we don't just sit there,
yeah.
because like meditation doesn't have to be a certain way. It can be
Mhm.
coloring, it could be
Yeah,
moving, it
yeah,
could be playing music. It's
totally.
10 minutes to really help you be with yourself.
Yes,
And
yes,
so obviously I'm a
completely.
yogi. Alex likes yoga, and this is something she's been working on. So I'm going to take her through 10 minutes of a moving meditation. See, you
Mhm.
should practice, meaning
Yes.
you should be right here doing the yoga with me. But no, if that's not your thing,
Yeah,
the challenge is the hashtag see you should, right? Whatever you're doing for you to get to know who you are and be present with you, whether that's, those little color by numbers book, learning a new skill, playing piano, whatever it is, like take a picture, hashtag it, share with us, because
yeah,
that's going to help our community grow and know that we're each individually getting to know ourselves. And if you want to do the yoga with us,
yeah. Take a picture of the mat or this
yeah,
episode. Share with us. Yeah, hashtag see you should. And yeah, I'm excited. The yoga, I should do meditation, but what I realize is I have been doing meditation. The 10 minutes a day is like my thing. That is how I'm preparing. And yeah.
so if
So
you want to do it with us, if that's something that, is something that makes you comfortably
yeah.
uncomfortable, then go to our YouTube channel. You'll find it there. We'll tag it. Don't worry. Follow us on our
Mhm.
stories. We'll put it there too. All
Yeah,
right.
we're going to link everything in the show notes. So it'll be a link to access the private video. And we hope you enjoy it. Let us know how it goes for you. And we'll see you soon.
Yeah. Thank you for showing up today. Getting awkward is always more fun with friends. Give us a review, tag us, and share us so we can continue to grow together.
Use hashtag CUPod, letter C, letter U, or tag us. You can find Sandy on Instagram at Sweat and Shine On, and Alex at aj.afterbabyfit on Instagram and After Baby Fit on Facebook and YouTube. We'll see you next time.